Hello to a brand new episode of The Untold, the show all about amazing people, wonderful personalities, and I do mean it this time because we have a model.
He's not only a model, he's also a content creator, and actually, he studied engineering and specialized in AI, if you could believe that.
You know, it was honestly so refreshing to see and read the bio when it says, engineering and everything and specialize in AI. I was like, but we have him for modeling. Those are two very contrasting worlds, very different worlds. And I'm so curious to see how the two, mesh and mingle together.
So do I, and we are talking about the wonderful Hazem Gamall, and I'm curious to see what he has to say about how he meshed these two worlds and followed his passions.
You are curious. I am curious. Hopefully, the audience are curious. We are going to take a break so we come back and sit down with him. And we are back. Thank you for tuning in. But most importantly, thank you, Hazem Gamall, for joining us on The Untold for today's episode.
Thanks for having me. It's an honor. It's an honor. I'm very excited to be here.
Well, we're excited to have you. You're actually a multicultural kid spanning from Egypt, Kuwait, and the UK.
Yep, that's correct.
So, how was that for you?
It's been hard. Very it's like a different way of living because you don't fit into one culture. I'm too Western for the Arab world. I'm too Arab for the Western world. So it's like I felt a sense of not being able to belong anywhere, you know, which makes me who I am right now. But it's like once you get used to it, you're one of a kind. You're unique. So it's a good thing in the end.
Yeah. Honestly, this reminds me of when I was studying in the United States because all my friends were Mexican. We would go to eat at a Middle Eastern restaurant and we would order falafel. And honestly, the thing that reminded me is that I kept thinking in the moment, or here's a Mexican friend, here's a Kuwaiti guy in the United States eating falafel.
Yeah, it's like كلام العصر.
It's like, yeah, it's like, what world do we belong to?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
how do
yeah,
you,
yeah.
but I think that's the beauty of, globalization is that wherever
Exactly.
you go, it feels like home, even if you're far away from home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And one thing that I love about living in the Western world is you get to understand the world from a different angle that people being stuck in the Arab world don't really see the point of view from other cultures, other perspectives in the Western countries. So it's like having that knowledge, I feel like is very useful, especially in this day and age, because a lot of misconceptions could happen from social media, but like they might not be true because people don't live in those countries.
No, I agree. Because sometimes when you've lived in different places and experienced different points of views, it helps you have a much broader perspective of what's going on.
Exactly, 100%, 100%, and I stand by that.
Yeah. But let's go back into more what you started with. So you were actually studying engineering and then specialized in AI, is that correct?
Yep.
What drew you towards that?
Well, ever since I was young, I was a gaming nerd. Okay, I was into technology, computer parts, whatever, anything that had to do with electronics. So there was nothing that really spoke to me when it came to choosing a degree. So when I found software engineering and computer science where I can develop games or develop hardware or any piece of technology, that got my interest. So I chose that, and honestly, I found it very simple during my uni years, and it's something especially with AI, specializing in AI. I chose that because I started uni when ChatGPT just came out.
Okay.
Okay, and I saw the huge potential ChatGPT had. So, and 4 years, 4 years after, look at where ChatGPT is, or AI in general. It's just the future. So, if we're being real, AI is gonna take over most of the
It kind of
jobs.
already is, I
Yeah,
think.
so me being able to develop the AI, that's gonna benefit me because that's what's gonna be lacking in the future. People that understand AI, know how it works, know how to develop it. So that's why I wanted to specialize in AI specifically.
Yeah. And I also, applaud you for going to or seeing a field years ahead before it, strikes hot. Because I'd imagine ChatGPT when it first came out, people were like, "Oh, this is a cool search engine," but now we actually see its
Exactly.
applications. Now we actually see it's everything.
Mm.
And also for the record, I printed a page where I asked ChatGPT whenever they do take over the world, I was like, I want to be known as a supporter, not as a oppressor. So I'm good with ChatGPT.
Hmm.
I do want to ask you about something because you are here on the Untold because of your content creation and your modeling gigs.
Yeah.
And taking that leap, what was the moment that made you realize, oh, I could actually be good at this. This is what I want to do.
Well, It started during COVID, if I can remember correctly. Before COVID, actually. I was making TikTok videos when TikTok just came out. I was making TikTok videos just for fun. Very embarrassing videos, okay? We keep them private for a reason. And it got me some exposure in Kuwait, got me a bunch of followers. I saw some influencers that were also doing TikTok videos, making videos for them. So I was like, I was bored. Let me reach out.
Yeah.
Okay, so I called, texted them, okay, and they replied back and they sent me a number for the social media marketing manager. We met, and then she gave me a contract, and it was my first ever contract, and to make 5 videos a month, and I would get like unlimited coffee or whatever. Okay, like
Amazing.
a win-win situation,
Yeah.
you know. So I did that, and I fell in love with it, like the creative side, just making videos in general for brand, promoting stuff. And they also they fell in love with me, and so they started bringing me to like the professional ads. This is where I know that this is something that I actually love. Like, I'm very passionate about it. I'm always with high energy whenever I come to the shoots. So I was like, I want to develop that. So I started freelancing, just contacting any photographer I would find, just to start out, see where I can go with it. And it kept progressing more and more and more until one post hit, and I started getting paid shoots. This is when I fell in love with it, and like people see the creative side in me.
Well, I think that's awesome. And I love that it just sort of happened almost and you just started pursuing what you loved. And a lot of people, I believe, think that you can only pick one path. Either you have to be science oriented or artistically oriented. So, what would you say are the misconceptions people have about you balancing both tech and fashion?
I totally disagree with that. Like, people always have hobbies. No matter what you're doing, there is gonna be something on the side that you like. Okay, and it's like, if you have the time, you could do it. If you're actually very keen on it and you have a vision of where this could reach, anything can be worked on. Nothing is impossible. There is no limit to a certain path. Even if it's two, three, four things, like you could do it all. Just you need to organize your time. A person that organizes their time and knows how to work on the things they love, okay, and stop focusing on distractions, they could do anything they want. It's a very big misconception that you have to focus on one path or work from a 9 to 5 and that's it. That's all you do in life. You can do so many other things.
Okay, that's so inspirational.
It is, yeah. I forgot which scientist it was. I think maybe Edison or Thomas Graham Bell or something. One of those guys. He was in so many fields before he actually found his place as being a scientist, and then he ended up, influencing the world for so many years after. So, like I said, it doesn't hurt to try your hat in so many different places until you find what works for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. And at the age of 18, you went to Nottingham to study. And, at being at such a young age to study abroad, like, how did that whole experience, shape your view, shape your approach to your creativity or your voice?
Well, when I first moved to Nottingham, I was still in that like teenage mentality, so I didn't understand life well itself. So first year of uni, I would be having fun, not focused, no drive, no goals, no nothing. And then like at the end of the first year, this realization hit me, you know. And so second year of uni started, I moved far away from the city center, and I decided to have that year to lock myself in, self-reflect, watch a lot of self-improvement videos, if I'll be honest. And it's just like I just wanted to get better. I wanted to learn how to be independent and like see who I really am, what I want, what drives me, what's my passion. So I took that whole year, barely hung out with anyone, barely saw anyone, just to like to know who is Hazem. And it really helped out actually.
Honestly, it's crazy that you did that at such a young age because most people just explore in uni in more different ways, you could say. So the fact that you decided to lock in from like the second year and be like, I need to find out who I am and where I want to go, that's really cool.
Because I found like everything I did in first year was like completely useless. There was there was like no benefit out of it at all. It was just the rush of like
The freedom.
the freedom, like living in a new area, having being so free, being so open, and like temporary dopamine. You know, it's not like long lasting dopamine. I'm like, at the end of the year when I moved back, I'm like, what am I doing? You know? So I had to really, and I almost failed first year of uni from the things that I was doing first year. So that's why second year I had to like, Okay, let's go back. Let's backtrack. Let's see. Let's
So it's
discover.
kind of a wake-up call.
Yeah, let's discover who this person is that I'm inside.
But it's honestly, it's great and a privilege that you had those, revelations at such a young age, because people could go to be, near the end of their life, and then they will be like, oh, why did I choose this path, not that path? So to have that kind of, conscious at such a young age and to actually pursue it is, it's a talent, I would say.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me.
Yeah, well, all thanks goes to you, right? You're the guest on the Untold.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to ask you, during these photo shoots and during these, sessions that you have, like, how do you approach them? Like, what is the Hazem that walks into that room?
Well, Hazem is in the room is basically the same as Hazem outside the room. Nothing changes about me. I believe like if you have to change for something, then you're a kind of low-key, kind of a fake person. But just like you need to be confident. You need to know who you are, know what you can provide, know the skills you have, and first of all, treat everyone around you with respect. Even the people that have nothing to do with the shoot, say hi. Okay, make people welcome, make people love to have you around. That's what gets you more opportunities. People are the best. Like when it comes to modeling, people are the most useful thing. Having good connections and keeping like making them have a good perspective of you is the most important thing. So you need to be confident. You need to know what you're able to do, your skills, and just be a good vibe. Enjoy your time. Like it's not that serious to like be moody or whatever. Just go with the flow. Be confident. Be happy. That's what I walk in.
Honestly, I love that. Especially, I think in today's day and age, people are gravitating towards authenticity and people who are themselves. We live in such an age of curated content and personas and personalities, whereas just being yourself has become almost radical sometimes when it shouldn't be.
Yeah, a lot of people I've worked with in shoots, like in modeling, the models themselves, they walk in like they don't want to be here. They just want to get through it, be done with it, okay? And then when the camera is on them, oh, suddenly,
person.
yeah, they suddenly change. And then once the shot is over, back to themselves. Like, why bring that low energy? It makes people not want to work with you. It makes like the mood of the whole shoot just terrible. Everyone should just get along with each other and like have a happy vibe.
Yeah, it reminds me of that famous Bruce Lee video. So when he says, "Be like water, my friend," it's like the water changes and adapts to whatever kind of shape you put into it. And I think that analogy, even though he was talking about martial arts, fits right to models and modeling. Right, you got to fit to the environment you are going to be put in. And speaking of which, how do you fit in the environment if it's something you're not feeling the outfit, you're not feeling the mood, you're not feeling the vibe? How do you fit in all of this?
Well, I've never really had like any occasion where I'd felt like I didn't fit. I've always found a way to like make it work with my outfits is my profession. Okay, when it comes to clothing, so whatever theme they would give me or whatever vibe, I would always nail it down, and like they would have a stylist, but the stylist wouldn't need to style me because I already have what's needed. So, and then when it comes to camera work, poses or whatever, I feel like that more itself is a talent and a skill that needs to be learned, because not a lot of models don't understand what they're doing, what angles, they don't know their angles. It's a talent that must be learned from years of experience. I've been modeling for 4 or 5 years, but I was told from like my first few shoots that I'm very smooth with it. Like I'm not shy in front of the camera. I know where to look. Depending on where the camera is at. So it's like not everyone is capable of like being that confident in front of a camera. It's like you either have it or not.
That does make a lot of sense. And you are right. It is a talent. It's something you pick up over time. I actually did some modeling myself in my early 20s, just for fun more than anything, as a hobby, as you said. I was in those opportunities. And it's a lot harder to get the right photo than people think. It's not just standing around or just posing. You have to be dynamic. You have to figure out what the director wants and what the photographer wants, and just sort of be yourself at the same time.
If lighting doesn't work your way, yeah,
Yeah.
it's completely ruined.
Oh, we're gonna go on a short break, and then hopefully we can talk about this some more.
All right, perfect.
So we'll be right back, guys.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. I do want to ask you, Hazem, about something, because you are, mashallah, educated, but you're also in the modeling side of things, and that's why you are here. So for people who don't really know you, and then when they first, get introduced to you, what is the thing that surprises them the most? What is the thing that really, makes them shocked?
That I'm highly educated.
No, I mean,
They-
honestly, you look the part. You look educated.
No, actually, you guys might be the first people to ever tell me that. Usually,
Oh, wow.
like they see the creative side of me, but they don't know that I'm actually a nerd that loves to study and reads books. So, and like even they get even more surprised that I finished my master's degree at such a young age.
MashaAllah.
So yeah, it's a big shock to everyone because they think, no, I'm stupid. Even during school days, okay, my behavior was horrible during school, and so teachers hated me, but I would always get the highest grades in class, so they'd have to deal with me eventually.
I think that's something me and Hazem share, because teachers hated me a lot because I used to make fun during random moments in the class, but I always got high grades, so they were stuck with me.
Yeah, exactly. You have to deal with it.
No, I can't relate to that because I was very shy in school and I always got the good grades. But the personality blossomed later in life, you could say more. But speaking of that, fashion has become now your favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
So what is that for you? Like, how do you express yourself?
Honestly, whatever I feel like wearing, I just wear, like I feel like because living in the UK, when I was in Kuwait, I used to dress horribly, okay? Because the fashion culture here is, let's be real, horrible. Okay? And so when I went to the UK, it's like people are so creative with their outfits. Like I fell in love with clothing in general and how they look on people and how they would wear stuff and how they would style them. And so I learned from them on how to dress, and like shopping there is like in the UK, if you've ever been in London, you know how shopping is there. Okay. I fell in love with it, and like I kept buying every month like a big haul, okay, with clothes, and I would just get creative with it and see how it goes. It's just like me being able to wear what I love, okay, and be confident about it.
Yeah, I actually studied in London, so I know exactly what you're talking
Mhm.
about. The fashion there is amazing.
Exactly.
Even people just going on the tube or on the bus, you'll see
Exactly.
crazy styles,
Yeah.
different silhouettes, funky things, or even simple things, very refined, very elegant. And it would change in all the areas. And you could go shopping at the high street stores, you could go to a market, you could go thrifting. It was limitless,
Yeah,
endless.
exactly. It's endless. You can find whatever you need, from streetwear, luxury brands, like
Yeah,
elegant old money,
it used
whatever
to
you
be so
want is
fun.
available there. That's what's missing in Kuwait, like the diversity in fashion. It's very like typical here. You rarely find someone that looks different
Hmm.
in Kuwait.
So, do you think that as a model, you kind of have a responsibility to bring awareness to this kind of issue, especially here locally?
100%,
Yeah.
100%. That's why I started content creation in the first place. I only started content creation around 3 months ago.
Oh.
Okay, I got a camera. I'm like, I learned a lot from how to use a camera from shoots. I was like, why don't I do the first step and just buy a camera and see how it goes? Okay, and I started making videos about different outfits, what I buy, how I style some things, and just to bring awareness of like, just wear whatever you want. Okay, no one's gonna judge you. Okay, you just as long as you look confident with it, who cares? Who cares? People are gonna judge you anyways. To be honest, let's be real. Like all eyes are anywhere, whether it's in person or social media. Okay, so why should you care about it? Okay, just be confident about yourself.
I mean, you're right. People will judge you
Mhm,
anyways, no matter what you do.
mm.
Do you think that your role as an expat helped you kind of develop this vision, though?
Yeah, 100%. I've had to deal with like living in expat in every country I've been in. Okay, so what really helped as being an expat is being confident in myself, knowing who I am. That's what really helped because us expats would like not a lot of people, but some people, especially in Kuwait, would like belittle us. Okay, so if you have the confidence, okay, to like overcome that and like know who you are, no one can say a single thing to you.
Yeah, that's very true.
It is. I love how you highlighted or mentioned several times during these conversations that the idea of confidence, and you've always had confidence. The first time you got into a shoot, the first time you approached those, influencers at the cafe, you were always driven by confidence. So I want to ask you, have you always felt confident, or
No,
is it something you gained along the way?
not at all. I was never really confident. Relax. I was like very self-cautious.
And so how did that come along?
How did that come on? Words from Mama. Really thankful for Mama.
Allah yahfazek.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, honestly, it's just like that self-reflection phase that I've had really made me realize who I am, and like I shouldn't really be worried about what other people think. And at the end of the day, the one thing that I really learned from this is no one's gonna come to save you, to be honest. Okay? You can save yourself. So you can either keep digging yourself in a hole or like go out and thrive. So I chose go out and thrive.
Honestly, that's wonderful. And bless your mother for her advice as
Thank
well.
you.
And I'm glad she was there to support you. And does your family support you with everything you do?
Yes, they're very supportive with everything I'm doing. They're like, at first, okay, they were a bit spectacle about it because you know how the old generation is when it comes
Yeah.
to media and social media and that sort of stuff. They're not really educated on it. And then I told my dad or my mom one day how much I'm making. And they were like, okay, yeah, you can
That
go.
changes their minds entirely.
Exactly.
You know, this reminds me of, I think one of the UFC fighters that I was following, you know, when he first got into fighting, he was like living in the gym, doing whatever. And then their parents was like, oh, you got to find a job, you got to find a job, you got to find work. And then by the time he actually got into a promotion and won the title, he bought his father a house. And then he's like, how do you like my job now? It's like, well, you found the
Exactly.
right path.
Yeah.
But I, you know, honestly, I think all parents, you know, especially when kids want to go into these, I would say, unique fields, have a very, you know, I would say, assured or worry that is rightfully in place, right?
Mhm.
Because there's a lot of risk.
Yeah.
There's a lot of jeopardy, you know,
Mhm.
taking those leaps.
Mhm.
And so parents are like, oh, no, we want the secure path.
Well, the secure path is also very a risk. Everything you do in life is a risk, you know? It's just what risk do you want? What risk are you actually willing to do? Okay? The risk that you love the most is probably the right one.
Yeah.
I love that.
Mm.
And it's so true.
Yeah.
Because if you follow what you love, are you ever really going to fail in a sense?
Exactly. Yeah. You never really fail. At least you're doing what you're passionate about. Even
Yeah.
if it doesn't work now. You never know what happens in like 10 years.
Yeah, it's kind of that thing they say that in the future, you're more upset by the things you didn't do than the things you did
Mhm.
do. Because
Exactly.
at least you took that risk, you took that chance.
Exactly. And for me, like being 22 of age, okay, I feel like it's best for me right now to do as many risks as possible and like even fail multiple times because this is the time where I should be doing it, not later on. Later on is just like more stuff I need to be doing, stressed about, more responsibilities. Who knows? Maybe I'll be married. You never know. So like it's better for me to experience now, learn from it, so that my future self can thank me now.
You know, I love how you highlighted, you know, failures. You know,
Mhm.
you said I want to take a lot of risk and see if I fail at them because I
Mhm.
think that a lot of people continue living or doing stuff, you know, they feel mundane or they regret later on because you know, they had a fear of failing.
Mm.
And I think that the fear of failing sets a lot of people back from trying things they actually want to
Mm.
have. So I do love that mentality you have where you're not afraid of failing, right? Because every failure is a step toward your ultimate success.
Because if you haven't tried, you already failed.
Yeah.
So why be scared of failure? But if you don't try something, you're already failing it. So that's how I think of it, to be honest.
Do you have any examples of a moment where you think you failed but you learned from it?
No, I don't think so,
Or any
actually.
setbacks, maybe?
A lot of setbacks, yeah, because I still had to discover how good I was when it came to making outfits, styling, modeling, and some shoots didn't go my way. Some people rejected me. A lot of agencies at first rejected me. Okay, until I started just going by myself and getting friends that know how to use a camera and post photos. I would like, oh, they would contact me again. So from every failure, you can overcome it by just putting in the work. There's so many solutions to one problem.
You know, I love how, and mashallah, you're only 22 years old, but like you're wise beyond your years, and that
Thank you.
also goes to show how educated you are, because everything you've said highlighted, you know, how intellectually you approach your field, which a lot of people is like, oh, that's the fashion industry. I do want to ask you about what are the next steps, because we are reaching the end of this episode, so we want to go into the future. Like, what is the next for Hazem?
What is the next for Hazem? That's a very good question. Well, I can't be certain right now, but I have like, I know the steps. Where is it gonna reach? I'm not too sure, but I can't wait to find out. I know I'll still be making videos, content creation, even maybe cinematic videos and shooting for brands, and me being my own director. That's something I'm very keen on, but you never know. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping to become a stylist for big brands. I'll obviously continue my modeling part, and I will also be looking to use AI to my advantage to help out businesses here in Kuwait. And obviously, I need to find also a full-time job since I just graduated my master's and I'm unemployed. So I need to have something stable while I'm doing everything else that I'm doing that I'm passionate about, whether when it comes with AI, creativity, with content creation, fashion, and modeling.
Honestly, that's so wise. And it is good to always have a backup thing just in case other things don't work out.
Exactly.
Especially with how the economy goes, you never know. So I'm glad that
100%.
you're really taking it from a very strategic standpoint and doing what's best for you, but also following what you love. Do you have any like final advice for anyone who is unsure about their path?
Final advice for everyone is to not wait to do something that you really want to do. The longer you wait, the more you're gonna regret it later. Relax, even if you start now, you're gonna learn from your experiences that you do now, because it's everything you do is a learning curve. The more you do it, the more you learn from it. So just start now and don't be afraid about what other people think.
That was beautifully said. I want to
Thank
thank
you.
you for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
It was wonderful to have you. We're going to go on a short break.
That's it from the team of The Untold. Unfortunately, that's all the time we've had, but honestly, a wonderful guest.
Honestly, I was so impressed by him. He's so young, but he's really wise beyond his years.
Yeah, I mean, he kept mentioning him being 22, and then he was talking about, life
Yeah.
going on and life passing him by. I just wanted to shout, "You're still young. Don't worry about all of
Right?
that." Yeah.
I wanted to do that too. I wanted to be like, it's okay. You have your whole life ahead. Don't worry.
Yeah, just don't worry about it. Go at whatever pursuits you want. Succeed and fail at whatever you want until you find your place. I think that was a great message to end the episode on.
And honestly, his strategy is very smart, and I think he will go very far.
Hopefully, we can see him. We can bring him back once he goes far, and we can see, the before and after process of that. With that in mind, it's the end of The Untold. That's all the time we've had. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye, and I hope you enjoyed the episode.